Ohaji Ebema Uguta doing in the southern region that you want to put them in Akwaibom and Ibibio? What is the reflection? Not even that you put them to River State. I mean, what's the relationship? How do they share any boundary with the people you want to join them with? Well, you just want to cap them out. You just want to grab it from the Igbo man. And you know what? Most Igbo people don't even understand it. The West is going to support them, and I'll tell you why. They want to pipe, gas from Ohaji to the south, to the west, because they don't want to be dealing with Russia again in this their gas region, and giving them money to fight them. Are you getting the point? So they want to deflect Russia by getting gas from another source, and that source is Nigeria, and that Nigeria is Igbo man. Just Google, just largest gas deposit in Nigeria. They want to take that away. Now that's bill I'm told is going to be presented to the president to present it as an executive bill. What should Ohaji Ebema be doing in another place outside the southeastern state? Why do you want to bring in some states, some areas to yourself in the southwest, and now want to deplete the southeast? What kind of unfair country is this? Now, when you take away all those gases, you go and build Fort Mainland Bridge. When an Igbo man is plying the road, you tell him to go back to his area. Meanwhile, the resources you're using to get those things done is being gotten from his farm, from his village, from his area, and he wouldn't have a right to it. You understand? So, this is unfair. Abaribe, you've been in that Senate for so many years. That bill shouldn't see the light of the day. For them to even want to present it, they should go take out that Ohaji Ebema from that southern region. I just don't get it. Everybody comes and he wants to manipulate, and I'm fucking gonna give people money. Again, when the mad go now, you see them start misbehaving. Every person who is an Igbo person, go and follow up on that bill. Go and read this thing that I am saying. I saw it on Vanguard. One of the national dailies, where the proposed bill is comprising part of Ohaji to another place, they call Southern Region. That if they decide, I think that's what I understood by what I read there. So if they decide, means something like a referendum, which is what Nnamdi Kanu has been proposing, and you renditioned him from Kenya, still in jail. If you're giving people now right to decide where they want to belong, what is Nnamdi doing in jail? Why is he incarcerated? These are the questions. People don't, people, they wear black and black, they waka like Torotoro. These are things you equally have to go there and hit out. Stop playing to the gallery of wanting to impress everybody. Are you getting the point? Certain things, you take the right course. Right course means things like this shouldn't see the light of the day. You don't speak and in the cause of wanting to make everybody see you as being nationalistic. Even when it's obvious that you have to say the right thing, you're not going to say it. Why should that bill come up with Ohaji going to another place outside Igbo land? Because of the gas, natural gas. Oh, in the next 10, 15, 20 years, nobody's going to drive cars with petrol anymore. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? So gas is going to be used for every other thing in the world. And they're looking at that small, tiny dot that our former president called it. They're so blessed. You're dealing with them. They're so hardworking, working their ass out. Everywhere overseas, you see them hustling, trying to get things done, bringing money to their people in the southeast. And you're just there because you have executive power, not planning for the good of everybody. You won't carry on Haji, give another person. You know, go walk. You know, go walk. We should all be mindful of.
Good afternoon and good evening. Depending on whatever you are working for. It's another politics on the street. You can subscribe to every channel and like our videos, share, comment for more political discourse. The approach in the House of Senate. Let me know about the approach. There is a bill in the House of Senate to shift a particular land to akwwaibom and Calabar from the current state of Enugu. Now, the Enugu people are saying that territory belongs to us. Now, do you think this was because the Igbos are not in support of one Nigeria, and that the Igbos don't think this will cause more havoc, and that is why the Igbos are heavily marginalized? Don't think it's It's a local development in the house. And then why are the Igbo Senate of not speaking up in the Senate?
Let me tell you, I don't think that the fact is the word Igbo. I don't know that maybe we should begin to interpret the word Igbo. You know that Igbo is just an umbrella body that houses other major ethnic nationalities in Biafra land. Like we have Nigeria, we have Lagos, we have Calabar, we have Kano. Nigeria is the umbrella that houses all these city. So when you mention Igbo, you know, in that sentiment of a thing, people attach it to a particular tribe. But in the context where we are talking about, when we mention Igbo, Igbo is just the umbrella that houses cities, communities, provinces, states, regions, either by omission or commission, associated to Biafra. So people should not be seeing it that Igbo is just for a particular tribe. When you mention Igbo, you know you are talking about the entire Biafra. It's a name that houses the entire Biafra. Like you have United States of America, you have America. If you go to America, you still have cities, states that are under that umbrella of America. So when you mention Igbo, people seem to have this kind of sentiment. It's an Igbo thing. I think we should understand that. So, if you are talking about ceding a particular place in a Biafra land by Nigerian government, you know, as long as they did not cede it to the Northerner, please understand, because there are a lot of abnormalities that will be ratified when the Biafra nation emerge in sovereignty. A lot of things will be ratified. And every province, every community will be highly autonomous legally. There will be no room for reservation by anybody. So what Akpabio and the Senate is trying to do at this point in time is to create and recreate what Gowon did when Ojukwu pushed for a confederation. Unfortunately, Gowon did not understand the meaning of confederation. Or he was wrongly advised about what the Aburi Accord represents. So he quickly came, you know, to create, because they know that there are minorities who have internal blood link with their brothers, Igbos. And on they played on that sentiment, Gowon played on that sentiment and was able to create 12 states, even where you know they were region. So to date, that sentiment, you know, to destabilize and reduce the powerful influence of Igbos, you know, to date is something that is being played out to date. If you look at Akpabio very well, Akpabio, father, mother, siblings, relations, fought on the side of Biafra. I mean, I'm talking about the Senate president. If you have listened to the interview in the past, Akpabio himself was a Biafra. He fought on the Biafra side. So he understands what transpired as at that time, and even though the caliphate terrorists in the Nigerian government are pushing towards creating more problem for the entire Biafra land, trying to, you know, build segregation, trying to demarcate Igbo's influence, trying to demarcate Igbo's unity, you know, trying to divide anything that has to do with the collectivity of the Biafran agitation, with, of course, the Ibibio, the Efik, the Ejo, and the Shekiris, and all that. Go to other parts of the world, even in the north. Not all of them are Hausas, not all of them are Fulani, but they have an umbrella name that covers all of them. That's what we are saying. But in anything that has to do with Biafra, Igbo, you see that decided threat for continued division, power division deliberately to make sure that that collective unity that is required for further push will not longer be there. But I can show the Senate President, Gosun Akpabio, whom I have listened to his interview on several platforms. I saw him as a man who is rational. As at that time, he was governor of Akwa Ibom State, but now he is the Senate President of Nigeria. I'm beginning to see, that extreme deviation from reality on ground, even though they might be playing a double card at the end of the day. But when the time comes, everybody will answer his father's name, irrespective of where you come from. Because as I'm talking to you now, the Biafran community, the Biafran government, the Biafran sovereignty will not cede any of their territory, that has been put in place since 1913. Yes.
But sir, the bill has failed the second reading. What are the lawmakers of the Igbo extraction?
We saw what happened during the issue of Bakassi. Do you know that up to now it has not been ratified by the Nigerian National Assembly?
But now, has been fully
let me tell you, in another sovereignty, if Biafra emerge, Biafra will take over their land. No matter who are saying it. That is the business with Nigeria. And Obasanjo did it, out of fear of the uprising or the rising of Masob under Wazirikes at that time. The fear of which might give Biafra an aid. And that was why Obasanjo hurriedly and manipulated that issue of Bakassi in the World Court, and we saw the deal that ceded half of the Bakassi Peninsula to Cameroon. But on the real note, when the time comes, Biafrans know what to do at the end of the day. But let me tell you, even as I'm talking to you now, there has been, clashes of Biafra Liberation Army stationed in Bakassi, and of course Cameroonian Jandere trying to invade and invade at the same time within those areas. So you can see that there is a struggle already, meaning that decision taken by the World Court on Bakassi Peninsula, did not go down well with the people. Go and ask Itagiwa, who is also the senator that came from his Giwa as an time. He was against it. It did not follow the process. So those are the things Igbos, Biafrans have continued to experience over and over and over again. So what is happening between Enugu, Calabar, and akwwaibom, trying to cede a portion of Enugu land to akwwaibom or Calabar will be looked into properly. I'm sure that people are watching over it. It's not a matter of noise making over it, but it's a matter of bringing rationality into it at the end of the day. I know that the government will take a particular position, and the people too can take a particular position. If it is because a threat to the Enugu people, of course, there will be crisis over it and they will stop it. But if it is something the people, when they look at it, and they feel that, in the Nigerian context, it is injustice, it will be contested. But in Biafra, when Biafra comes, we don't need others. Wherever anybody is where we are going to locate and consult and put our provinces as it stands.
Why have the senators in the Igbo not East expansion refused to add the bill that made second bill? And now the lawmakers from the southeast are yet to even contest this bill. Now sooner or later it will be passed into law.
It's like you do not understand what I'm saying. It has gone through the process, and we have not seen reactions coming from the people of Enugu, akwwaibom, or on that regard. It just means there were no issues. You can't tell me that the senators from the eastern part of the country are not aware that the bill has passed the first reading or the second reading or thereabout. It just means it is something that was deliberated on. It was something that was there was consultation in that regard. And to an extent, they are seeing justice in it. If there's no justice in it, the Enugu state governor would have reacted. If there's no compromise, the people of Enugu would have reacted. If there is no wider consultation and agreement, would have witnessed a kind of uproar, in the Senate in that regard. But we are seeing, that an advancement of mutual understanding in that regard. And why the people are not actually speaking up is that they see justice in it. One, as long as the land itself is not being ceded to one man from the north, I think it is good to go.
Thank you for that wonderful submission, Mr. Chinedu.